All right. So we're going to talk about the effect of mortgage rate increase, what that means for real estate in 2022. Right now, today, 30-year fixed mortgage rates are near like 3%, but an increase to 5% or more in the future is completely possible, the way it's going now, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. Then interest rate is going to be going up. And people are scared because right now it's going to impact the buying power, being able to buy real estate when the mortgage rate is going up. And a lot of people are saying maybe it's not the best time. It might be better to just save and wait till the ending. Because when the rate is high like that, it's going to affect so many things. So let's go. When the economy is strong, interest rates tend to rise along with growth. Higher interest rates, however, translate into higher mortgage loan cost. So rising rate may affect home buyers and sellers alike. So the rising interest rate and home buyers. In the real estate business, conventional wisdom says that rising interest rates make buying or selling a home more difficult, and decreasing interest rates make buying and selling easier. So for example, if a buyer wants a 4% rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage on a home worth $400,000, his monthly mortgage payment will be $1,900. But if that same buyer only qualifies for a 5% rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage, his monthly payment will rise to $2,138, from $1,009 to $2,138, a 1% increase in interest rates, which will affect the payment by $238, or roughly 13%. So what does that mean for a home buyer? That's an increase in your monthly payments. Because now, before it was like 4%, you're paying $1,009 for 30 years mortgage. Now, if you increase to 5% for 30 years, it's going to be $2,138. So there's a difference of about $238 that the buyers have to be paying. Sorry. So now, from a home buyer's perspective, as mortgage rates increase, affordability decreases. When the mortgage rate is going up, now for them, what they can afford to buy is going to be going down. In the examples that we went through just now, let's say he wants to qualify for a $400,000 mortgage at 4%, but at 5% interest. Lenders can only offer buyer a $355,000 loan based on his qualification. A 1% increase in mortgage interest decreases buyer's purchasing power by $45,000. That is, before he wanted to buy for $400,000. Now their purchasing power has gone down from $400,000 now to $355,000, which is about $45,000 difference in that. So they can afford less. That's the effect of when mortgage rates goes up. What they can afford goes down. So now, rising interest rate and seller. The rising mortgage rate affects sellers as well, though differently. For example, if Jay wants to sell her house for $400,000, she's more than welcome to list her house at that price. Due to the rising interest rate, however, potential buyer can only afford Jay's home at $355,000. So indisputably, she can still make a profit on the sale, but only a 1% increase in mortgage rate diminish the market value of Jill's home by about 45K. Remember this, the house is like 400,000. So when the interest rate goes up, it can affect their purchasing power from 400 now to 355, which means it decreased by 45K. Her profit now depends on how well she played the market. Essentially, if interest rates were to rise very rapidly, it will slam the brakes on the housing environment. So rising interest rates do have a very noticeable effect on buyer and seller. Property values and housing prices directly correlate to mortgage rates. But what underlines both scenarios is the health of the economy. So, for example, if the economy grows fast enough, the rising mortgage rate will not have as great an effect on property value and housing prices. For example, if mortgage rates increase 1 point, monthly payments increase by 238. However, a strong economy allows employers to increase salaries enough to help compensate for the rising differences. So as long as the economy continues to grow and we continue to see job growth and wage growth, a rise in interest rates should not paralyze the housing market. But what if you don't get any increase in your salary? So it will affect individually. So, but if the economy is growing and somebody is, okay, I have 238 now that we have to pay more on the mortgage, but you also have an increase in your salary, you're not going to feel the difference as much. But imagine if it's somebody who's working for themselves and don't have that increase, it will definitely affect it. So as mortgage rates rises, the effect on real estate investing can be positive. The market for rental properties will increase because fewer people can qualify for mortgage. That said, the rising interest rate reduce prices, so it can sometimes be better to buy during a rising interest rate environment. Let me read that again, because I'm not very clear with that one. As mortgage rate rises, the effect on real estate investing can be positive. The market for rental properties, okay, will increase. Okay, because now fewer people will be qualifying to have their own mortgage, so they will end up renting. So the rental property values, being able to have more tenants, it will increase it. So it can sometimes be better to buy during that time. Moreover, as interest rate rises, fewer real estate transactions will take place since lending standard will be tighter. So more people will need rental property until they can afford mortgage. So, and if you just look at the market now, 2-bedroom apartments is one of my friends was telling me was like, she's paying 1,900. That's enough to be a mortgage. Just an apartment. So the apartment prices is going up too. A 1% increase in interest for an investor can turn into a wide fall of profits in the right housing market. So buying a home as mortgage interest rates are rising is nothing to fear. From a historical standpoint, a 5% mortgage rate is still remarkably low, and a mortgage today with a fixed rate for the next 30 years is still considerably cheaper than historical comparison. So the annual average for 30-year mortgage rate has not reached 5% since 2009. So at the start of the Great Recession in 2006, the average mortgage rate was 6.41%. 10 years earlier in 1996, the average rate was 7.81. 10 years earlier than that, in 1986, the average was 10.19. So 5% is not as bad as we thought about it. Because if you look at the average, in 06 it was 6.41, 10 years in 1986, 7.81. 10 years earlier, in 1986, the average rate was 10.19. But then, the value of the house is now up to this point. So it kind of work hand in hand. But right now, the value of the houses are up. So the interest rate going up like this, you see that two things. Because if you look at some of the listing, I'm seeing them reducing it. They list a house for 450. Now they go back, they reduce it to 440 because it's just staying in the market. People are not being, when the interest rate cannot be high and the mortgage also going up, that is going to cause a lot of problem. So it's always have inverse relationship. Either the mortgage is up, the mortgage interest rate is up, the house value is down. But right now everything is up. So I don't know. And you can see that the house value is going to be going down. Maybe go down a little bit. You can see that's what's going to happen next. So interest rates remaining near historical low were for buyers, and today's market reflects some of the cheapest debt a home buyer will be able to attain in the market. So most importantly, finding the right mortgage depends on receiving the right advice from an expert. Okay, that's just the write-up on the mortgage rate increase. Sister, sorry. I'm having.
I got to that in more.
You're still muted.
So sorry, my neighbor just stopped by. When I hear food, I jump. So I said, don't let me stop what I'm doing. Anyway, since we're all saying we wanted to buy a house and we're all concerned about the mortgage rate is going up, but we can use this time to be saving toward it, because the way the whole thing is going, the value might be coming down gradually. Because if you just look at some of the listing, before you have one house in the market, boom, it's gone. One buyer is fighting. You have about 60, 70. One of the mortgage real estate guy told me, he said they have one house in the market, you have a whole lot of people fighting to get the house. So, but when this is going on now, the mortgage start coming down, maybe people can afford more. Although the rate might be high, but that might stop the refinancing too. Because if the rate is high, why would you want to refinance to go back to higher rate? I don't think anybody wants to do that. So you guys can weigh it in on it, on the mortgage end. But then also another thing for the renters, the rental price is going to be going up. So you kind of find a way to, because let's say your mortgage is like 2,000 and you can rent the house for like 2,500. So you still have some 500 cash flow coming in every month. That's what I always try to strike for, cash flow, extra money coming in. That's additional money coming in like that rental, and you can increase it yearly. So even if the mortgage is going up, the mortgage rate is going up, we still have way around it. Hopefully the house value too. Some of the houses, I'm looking at some of the houses in Lanham, I'm like, whoa, the prices are way, I'm thinking it's too high, but hey, if you buy it that high, it's going to take a while before the value can increase for you to benefit. It will take some time. It will take a while before, at least for somebody to be able to benefit from it. Sorry. It's gonna take a while. You guys can wait on it. And the problem with this crazy real estate one is you have to pay. I don't. All right. Can you even find the house to buy? Because that's another thing. Maybe as the market is going like this, we'll be looking. Hopefully, one can buy more and rent it out. That's the easiest way to build wealth, real estate. Even if they scam, they can't scam your money for real estate. A physical real estate, you have it there. Regardless of what happens, you still have your property. That's my own advice on the mortgage, the interest rates that is rising. And the economy too is moving. Economy too is increasing, which is also good. Trying to put something out. Because now, like the FHA, one of my friends mentioned with the FHA loan, what they can qualify for, I think it was 500. But most of the houses she's saying is like 600K. So how is she going to be able to qualify? In that area, I think it was in Virginia, in that area, the housing she was saying was about 600, which likely they might end up giving her 2 loan. And that 2 loan is a problem. Because you're struggling to pay the first one, then you'll be struggling to pay the second one. And that's what happened was it 2006 when we have all these issues and problems going on, when the whole thing crashed. Because people have so many people that don't even qualify for 600K. They were doing all sort of nonsense, and people are getting mortgage that is way higher than their salary. And at the end of the day, they end up defaulting it. So it's very important that we time the market in this kind of situation. If you are buying it for investment sake, then we'll make sure that it's when the market is suitable, that you buy it, you know, at least you have 4 or 5 years to leave the house and let it grow. And you cash in on the equity.
So now is preparation stage for who want to buy, right?
I didn't hear you.
I said now is preparation stage for who want to buy, right?
Yes.
We want to, yeah.
The way they
So,
mentioned it, go ahead.
So the other day, I got a mail.
Okay.
That right beside me.
Okay.
Right beside me, I get a mail stating that they're gonna build 200 houses.
200
right beside,
houses?
Yeah, 200 houses. Townhouse.
Wow.
Yeah, they're gonna build 200 houses plus.
What is the price?
Yeah. I know they were going for those houses beside me, because there was some beside me. There was this townhouse like for 500, 480, 500. I know they get like 500 for them, and it sold out in no time. So
they sold out already?
no. I'm talking before. So before, not close, probably like 7 miles away from me. But now, they're gonna build some. It's like my land and their land aligned.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's not bad at all.
I'm not sure, what's gonna happen, or with the mark, but I know that the value.
With the interest rates going up like this,
Yeah.
I think the value either maybe stable or go down a little bit.
Yeah. Because the economy is fairly good right now.
That's
So
what they're saying though.
yeah.
These are expensive these days, even groceries.
Yeah,
You guys
everything is
realize that?
expensive. Yeah, that's true. Everything is
Prices are going
expensive
up.
now. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure how much these are gonna cost. I think easily, easily over 500,000, my guess. But hey,
And the good
it's
thing is when you sign
it's
up, when it's like that,
yeah,
when you close, you have equity in there.
yeah. So it's better for me because it's way better for me
That's
to
true.
yeah, to be honest. So that's what I was hoping for a long time. So it's finally coming true now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Get there gradually.
Yeah. Rome never built in a day, so
Oh yeah.
we got we got to take the baby steps, or the sometimes you want to give up because as tough as you think we are, it
Huh?
happens. Yeah,
That
we
is,
want to give up. Yeah, but
and real
but
estate is still the best way to build wealth. Honestly,
yeah, definitely.
still the best way.
Yeah,
There's no way you will not make money from it, and especially if you because you're gonna have a cash flow. Right now, the
yes,
renters are going up like crazy.
yep, yep.
The
So
rents are high.
it. I mean, yeah. To be honest, you can't go wrong with real estate. You can't go wrong at all.
Yeah, because when you talk to some of them, they're telling you the prime, like what?
And then these guys um keep bugging me, want to buy land and all. So man, because they know what's going on in the market. Like these realtor, they know what land is selling, whatever. So they want to grasp the opportunity by buying it, and then they build.
Be
You
better
know,
though.
huh?
I said the landing this thing too might be a good idea though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Because
it is.
either way, the value too will go up.
Yeah, everything goes up. Everything,
And it might be
everything.
more affordable than real estate itself. But then
Yes.
with the real estate, at least you are getting a cash flow. But with the
Yeah.
land, no cash flow though.
No. The thing about it is,
Hmm.
what I'm saying, that these guys, they know what is on the market, and
Okay.
they know that beside me they're gonna build houses, right? So
Hmm.
they try to come to me, all these sweet talks, and feel like I'm gonna say yes.
To get the to buy the
Yeah,
property or what?
yeah, to buy the property.
Hmm.
And I'm like, listen, I've educated myself. Probably if you try this, you know, 5 years ago, maybe, but don't come to me with all of that.
That is
Don't,
true.
please don't insult my intelligence.
Hmm.
You know?
They come in and try to see if you're gonna buy
Yeah,
or
yeah. Oh, who are you? What you doing with this? You have no use for it. Those times I'm like, dude. I guess I mean they don't. I
use
mean
for it.
they gotta try, but they don't know who they're dealing with. You know.
And they probably don't know that you know what you're doing. Otherwise,
It's
this is how
exactly
they
that's
take advantage of people.
exactly. So that's why I told them, listen, I've educated myself about this. I know the potential. So don't just come to me and think that, okay, you
Yeah.
can just, throw me a figure and I make the money get to my hand. No,
That is true.
I have a bigger picture. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, but if you don't be strong, they definitely sweep you off your feet, man.
Mm.
Yeah. They all have all the nice talk in the world, ask you how your family, how everything is doing. Yeah.
And it's easy. Just 1 minute, guys. Sorry.
You
No, but one
know.
can still, if it's better to find like investment, some individual might want to sell their house and not necessarily put it in the market. Because I do know some people like that.
Oh, yeah.
They want to sell, but they're not ready to put it in the market and they want to be living there again.
Well, this house we are living in, but every time I do have calls and I have letters, oh, do you want to sell your house? We're gonna buy it first. So I said, of course, I want to sell the house, but do you have accommodation for me, my husband, and my children?
Where am I going to stay next?
Where am I gonna stay? They hang up the phone.
Yeah. But I do have, there was a guy, the house needed serious repair and the credit is messed up, couldn't get a equity line of credit. So somebody came in and bought the house, but still stayed there. He lived in the house, he was just paying rent. So that gave him like 4-5 years to get himself together, and he can decide to buy the house back if he wants. Which they still live in the same house, but they're going to cash in and have some money in their pocket now. So that's an option. Especially if you have messed up your credit, you can't be able to buy anything else.
So can we do that?
To do what?
Live in the house and still don't pay for it?
No. How can you do that? You want to? You mean to live there and don't pay?
Yeah.
No. Let's say you own the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you sell it. If you sell it to somebody else, and the person is an investor,
Mm-hmm.
so they're not interested in buying the house to live there.
Mm.
They're just interested in buying the house. You live there. Now you pay rent to that person.
Oh, how as
But
it
you
is.
sold your house. You cash in the equity, and you just rent it out. You can rent for like 4-5 years from the person,
Mm-hmm.
and then decide to move later.
Okay.
Or you can come back and say that you can buy it back.
Mm.
Once you have the list to buy, you can sign in a list to buy from the beginning. So that way, in 5 years, you can come back and say, okay, it's time for me to buy my house back from you. But in the meantime, you've cashed in like maybe if you have like 100 or 200K on the house, you're able to use that to do your business, use some of it for down payment for another house.
Mm-hmm.
You can start moving and do other things.
So you have to get down payment to buy a house?
You have to, if that's the only house you have, 3.5,
Yeah.
you ask you, unless you have I haven't seen that mortgage where they do 100% nowadays.
Mm.
Most of it you have to put 3.5 down.
Mm. Because I know, like buying a vehicle, you don't have to get no money to buy a vehicle credit.
They used to do that. They have 100% financing before.
Oh,
Everybody was buying house like crazy. And that's why everything just. So I don't know if they're still doing 100%.
so maybe now they have a percent where you have to put down.
Yeah.
If they're doing 100%, you're not putting anything down, but the only thing you're doing is paying for the closing costs.
Oh,
And if you see someone who wants to, which I've done in the past, I've sold some of my rental property to somebody else, and I pretty much pay for the whole thing because I wanted to get rid of the house. So that's, I mean, you can have people like that who don't mind. They pretty much flip it on you. First time home buyer, you buy it and phew. And they can use the money and saying, okay, because once you become an investor, most of them ask for 10, very few bank, most of them 15 to 20% down payment. And that's a lot of money. To put 15 to 20% down is a lot. But that's, I mean, as an investor, the good thing with that one is if you put 15 to 20% down, the mortgage too is going to go down. If you have that money, instead of it sitting in the bank being useless with 1%, you're better off buying the house and the equity is going to be more than 1% in a year. That one is for sure. Instead of the money sitting down there in the bank, tie it down. That's one thing I've learned. Any money that is in my hand, all I try to put in my bank now is like, okay, don't let it be more than 6 months in case of emergency. But any little money, put it for business. There's a lot of small businesses that you do that's like one of my, it was a new client. He does a renter. He rents a car. I didn't know. I mean, that was a good business. He buy rental cars, fairly used car. He said there's some people who wants to drive like Uber, Lyft, but they don't have the car to drive it. So what he does is he'll buy the car and rent the car to them. And every week they pay him. And they have some kind of software they do. If the driver don't pay, they can actually shut down the car, wherever it is. The guy came into my office last week. I'm like, wow, this is his business. He left, rent my car. That's his name. The business. I'm like, this is a good idea. Maybe I'll buy one or two and give it to him to manage it for me. Those are like passive income too. He was saying you can be making 800 to 1,000 a month. You're not doing anything. Somebody else is using your car. To me, that's a good idea. When he told me, I'm like, I told you 2022, I need additional income. I need more money coming in. So any little passive way to make money, I'm good for it. As long as it's legal, I don't have to go to jail or do anything stupid. So that's the good thing about that. But real estate.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
The car business sound like a plan.
I didn't even think about that. The guy, he just came from back home and he had some money with him. He went into the car dealership and bought some car. And I'm like, he said what he knows now, he would have bought like 2015 car and don't have to buy brand new. So when he came in, he said he bought a brand new one.
And you have to get good people to take care of the car. You have to get them a good driver and whatever, because when somebody is when something does not belong to that person, they do as they feel like. And
Well,
then you end up in all the expense.
No, they rent them too. You know, when they drive with Uber, Uber is very strict now.
Yeah.
So they rate them. They know this is a car that is helping them to make some money, being able to feed their family. So they're not going to mess up. They have a lot at stake. It's not just renter, I'm gone. This is renter to make money now. They're renting it so that they can use it to work and be able to take care of their family. So it's like providing an employment. And according to him, if you have cars that are less than 2015, they give it to like DoorDash, people that do DoorDash one, to go and deliver food and stuff. You know, I mean, that's a good one. Instead of people just sitting there not having things to do, this is an avenue. Because when you sit down, you're being idle, that's when you think about bad things. But when you're active, no matter what it is, you are still making something. Something is coming in. Your perspective is different. So I think if they're renting just to use, they might do other. But for this one, they're renting because they know that is a way for them to make some money and pay their bills. So they're also more careful. And instead, they encourage them to every month to make sure that they do maintenance, oil change, and stuff. So so they even give them like $35 something.
Yeah, because I think when your vehicle is signed up with Lyft or Uber or whatever, it have to be fit. It have to be everything. It have to be okay for the passenger. Them, yeah. And not even the drivers is going to get the money or anything, because I think they do it through cards, credit card or so.
Yeah, I mean, it's the person is still working.
Yeah.
It's just
because the owner of the car get paid through Uber, and I think the owner pay the driver.
That's a good question, but what he said was he has some of his customers that they don't pay, so but he has a way of shutting down the car. So if you're getting paid from Uber, that will not happen. So definitely, I don't think that the car owner is not getting paid from Uber. They're getting paid from the drivers. I think they're getting paid from the driver. So because he's saying some people will not pay, and if they don't pay, he can shut down the car wherever he is.
But they're not going to go in the pick up the passenger and so they call for the taxi or Uber. They have to swipe the card. They're not paying with cash or whatever, so they cannot travel until they pay.
No.
Oh?
So with Uber, right? Uber pays the driver. The driver agreement with Uber is different. I'm talking about what this guy does is he just provides a rental car. Rental car for them to be able to drive Uber. That's what he does. Provide a rental car for them to be able to drive. And that's how he makes his money from that.
Yeah, but when you sign in your car with Uber, you have to get your registration. The driver is going to be the driver for the car, but your registration and your everything have to be there, because if something happened, they're not going to hold on the driver, they're going to hold for the owner.
What, for the owner of the car, right?
Yeah. So it's not the driver only got a license and insured to be driving the car.
The guy claimed they have insurance as well. So the insurance will be responsible for some of those things.
As well as his insurance.
Yeah, he said they have a company insurance. During the time they're driving, Uber insurance pick up. So during the time they're not driving, that's
and because when it comes to the yearly end, they have to file tax too.
Oh yeah. You have to issue them 1099.
Yeah.
Whatever they pay them and all those things. Anyway, our topic today was about mortgage interest rate and how it's going up now. And there's still room to save money, to be able to have enough, save some money and maybe wait until the markets get better before we buy. So we still have some time. Miss Shade, you want to say something before we end it?
Yeah, it's just a good idea, to keep preparing at this time and just keep looking out for when will be a good time to make that purchase. Yeah,
That
keep
is good.
saving, keep on accumulating funds however way we can, and you see when I guess as soon as the money goes down, I guess watch it. I mean, as soon as the whole houses go down, make the move to make that purchase.
That is true.
Yeah, so I guess just gotta look out for it. Uh, keep on monitoring what's going on, just
And
like we're monitoring every other investment.
and there's some people out there really that they are really struggling with the house. I've bought a house. This one is 2005. It was a townhouse. This guy had, I think, about 5 or 6 children in a townhouse. That townhouse was big. When you say beat up,
You
beat
know,
up. They really need help. The credit was jacked up. Nobody was going to refinance for them. So what he ended up doing was, look, listen, they wanted to move, but they don't have the money. So at the end of the day, I ended up buying the house and move him to one of my other property for him to rent. And that's how he was able to escape that situation. So some people out there, they need some kind of rescue like that. They need help like that.
But sometimes when you get people like that too, and you rent them to your place, you rent them with your place well up to date, but at the time of staying there, they destroy things. That is why people don't want to give them rental or so too.
I know before they destroy the house, right?
Yes, because for example, I have a friend, and she had wanted the tenant them to move because she wanted to do some stuff. When they leave was last week or the week before. When they leave, you couldn't even, she said you couldn't even get everything in the house, in the wall, everything. The walls are the story.
I had the same experience on that.
Yeah.
I went to one young lady. She was Section 8. Terrible, terrible, terrible experience. She even threatened to fight me. That's
That
how
is what
bad this lady was. But there was a lesson that I learned from there, and that is before you rent my house, I'm coming to check where you're living now.
a background
If you don't
check. Yeah,
accept to it, then go. Because there's no way. If you go to where even though they know you are coming, right?
they're gonna try to keep things up to date.
They can pick it up, but you will know a dirty person. There's no way you go to the house, you will know they just clean, this is a dirty, you will know. And I've went to couple, I'm like, no way. I'll call you back, thank you. I just get out. Even though they clean up, they're trying to clean up, but you can tell. Just little things. I mean, this is how they're maintaining where they're living now. It's not going to be different from when they move to your house. So I've learned that lesson from that.
So you gotta know who you put in your house.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources to help. It's just we don't know. I didn't know it was that bad experience that I had with that lady that I learned my lesson. And it's not all Section 8 that are like that. Some people tell you, oh, Section 8 are bad. No.
And it's always nice. I don't have a rental. I don't have a home, a house, but a rental part. But it's always better when you rent an apartment to somebody. You rent for a short lease and see how things is going, and then you extend it if you want it that way. Because if you rent for a long term, and then in 5-6 months things are going and destroying and all sort of thing, the lease is already there for so many years, you can't do anything about it.
Not really. You can do 1 year. And
Yeah,
everything,
but I mean,
everything is in the list. You can put it there every 3 months. We're coming in for inspection. Every 3 months, go there and look. The inspection, if you see something, hey, this is not right. You just have to be proactive. You want to make money, just let it be in your head. And this is a real estate. What's come to us, I'll fix it up. I'm trying to make money. If you follow all this law too much, you will not be able to make jack. So in order to that you want to make money, then you know that in your head, hey, it's a property, you fix it.
And then again, when they have children, when they have then again, when they have children, they can't be looking the children 24/7 to destroy things. The children is children.
We all have children, and you have to know how to control your children, not to damage the house. But if you go in and see where they're living now, they're like, oh, this one don't have any control. I have someone, she has like 5 children, and she's very clean, extremely clean. Because I went in to look at her house before I allow her to come in, and the house is still, she maintained. So you can imagine, if I didn't do that, one would be scared. I've had a lady there, I had a terrible, terrible experience. She cursed me out. She was cursing me. What did she not say? But as she's talking, I'm also talking. She's abusing me, I'm abusing her back. Because you're not going to talk and no. She's saying, go back to Africa. And I say, if I go back to Africa, you are idiot, will not have a house to live. You are living in my house, are you telling me to go back to Africa for real? So we were exchanging word back and forth until she said, come and meet me at the parking lot to come and fight. I said, really? Hell no.
What about 94 Avenue?
I'm not going to fight an idiot like you. No. Just get out of the house.
But Sarah don't fight no more. Back in the day, she would fight you. She would beat you. She'll beat you up.
I was crazy. But not the same. I'm not going to go there and fight anybody, no.
She goes to the dealership, she want to fight the dealer.
Huh?
She went to the dealership, she want to beat the dealer.
Oh. Did you have to say that if you want? Don't put my shit out there, please.
Just a little hint.
We're all getting better. I'm getting better. I pray every day for God to control this. It's just this. See, they said it about January's children. We're very stubborn people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping I get better. It's just sometimes you just don't like nonsense.
You are getting better.
I pray that I get better, honestly. Because when people do nonsense like that, you just feel like, why should you have to take that? You know? But we'll get better. As we're getting older, we pray to God to control my head, control all of us. So we all get better. Old age now make you think differently. I'm not ready to fight anybody anymore. I'm about making money.
I think old age now you might think you might get beat up.
If I do what?
You might get beat up.
Oh, that would be tough though. I can fight now. You'll be seeing everything.
Don't
come
fight
on.
now.
Okay, take off my okay. I'm about to take off my hearing now. Okay, come on. Come on now. You see President? Oh Lord. Those are the days. We're not doing all that anymore. I'm about positivity now. I'm about making money. Legacy that I'm going to leave for my children. I'm not ready to fight anybody. I just want to make money and get life better.
And also, you know, these days we have social media. So somebody will be somewhere taking a picture. It will be on YouTube everywhere.
I know we be. But you know what? No matter how we get, I still don't like nonsense though. So if somebody give me nonsense, you're gonna get it back. That's it. I don't care who it is. You bring nonsense, you're gonna get it back.
That's right.
On social media, whatever. Don't bring nonsense because if you bring it, you're gonna get it back. Some people can be quiet and walk away. It is not my nature. So,
And you know, funny enough, right? We have a lot of sick people out there.
Oh yeah.
You know, we have a lot of sick people out there.
A whole lot.
Dressed in nice clothes, they wear suit, wear tie, they're best dressed.
Oh yeah.
But upstairs, they're crazy like hell.
Definitely.
You know?
They're everywhere.
That's why sometimes I'm driving, I'll see somebody driving like a maniac. You know, just let them pass. Because don't know what he has probably been smoking, probably it's K2, PCP or something. You know? Yeah, we have a lot of crazy people out here.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
For the pandemic.
That even make it worse. People are the edge, especially now than before. Every little thing's down, they're ready to fight.
They'll snap.
They're ready to just blow up.
You know, a friend of mine asked me the question. You know, I have a friend asked me the question about most of the guys are in prison. They are nerds.
They're what?
Nerds. Like they can't do anything. Yeah, they are simple. It's not that, I mean, you have tough guys there, but some of the most heinous crime that committed. If you look at those guys, you will never ever know they would do such a thing. They are simple, but you know, they're just crazy. Once they goes off, that's it.
Yeah.
And come to think about it, is because we haven't pushed to that limit, because everyone has a limit. Some is just, yeah. So some is just, you can push some people to the level and they find a way to maneuver. Some can't.
That is true.
No. So, yeah, some of these nerds, you see them, don't underestimate them. They will fight.
Underestimate their craziness.
Yeah, they will. They're not backing down. And you might think you can beat them until you start fighting them.
You just stay away.
Yeah, you say to yourself, man. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. So we got to be mindful of, and that's the reason why I don't underestimate no one. Because you know, it just take a couple of seconds for you to go off, you know.
That is so true.
Yeah.
We'll get better.
Oh, sure.
That is true.
We'll get better.
Yeah, let me chip in something right quick. Earlier, you guys were talking about rental properties. So there is something that is very, very important that we all need to be aware of. Anytime you're renting the place, make sure your rental agreement is tight. So write your agreement and make sure it's really good. Put all those important stuff in there, just in case you happen to go to court, go before the judge. If the contract is not good, you know, they will just toss it away, you know, waste your time. You know, make sure you say that you advise the tenants to get their own rental insurance, you know.
That is true. That is so true.
Just in case anything happens to their property, they will not come after you. You know, if anything happens to in the property, like somebody fall or the kid themselves, anything, a house fall, it won't be on you. You know, put all those disclaimers there. It's very, very important.
Important.
That is true. I must county too. They make sure that you have a rental license, unless they are not aware that
that's true. Yeah, I went to court with my tenant. That was a couple of months ago. So the first thing the judge asked was the rental license, but luckily I got it the same month. So somebody tipped me off, say you have to make sure you have your rental license. If you don't have it, the judge will throw that case out. So I had it, and that was the first thing they asked. You know? So it's very, very important.
My property in the other one, I'm paying $100 a year though, which is not bad for the rental license. So it's not that much. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you deal with headache and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you for the education, the information, and all. Thank you.
We'll all keep learning and helping each other to grow. That's it.
And if you have to get a rental property, if you want to get one, get it here in America. Don't go back home in Nigeria and get it, because I tell my friends that's a waste of money. You're gonna spend thousands of dollars building flats. They're all those big tenants. You're getting 20 or 50,000 naira. Doesn't make any sense. I think it's better to have rental property here in America than back home.
I have in Nigeria too, but there was no problem.
Yeah, but if you check the amount of money you put in building those houses.
I didn't hear you, sir.
I'm saying if you check the amount of money you put building those houses, you can probably use it and get like about 2 or 3 rental properties here.
That might be.
You know, that's the way I look at it,
Because of the money that you have to spend there, right?
Right. And if you are not lucky, you happen to have some difficult tenant that stop paying, it'll be difficult to get them out. You're here, you're back home, but here, you can take them to court.
But you have to have a somebody who rental property manager, people who are managing the property.
Even when people manage it, they have tenants who don't pay. They just can't afford to. Like, hey, I don't have the money, and they keep on begging and begging. And there are those who are bold, who are not begging. They beg. I got to pay you. What else do you want? And they just, and the rental.
That is, if you're dealing with them directly, they will do that.
Yeah, they could. I'm telling you, even with the property manager or the caretaker or whatever, they can mess with them too, unless it's a lawyer, a law firm.
That's what I'm about to say now.
Okay.
Because we have some lawyers there, they are crazy. Before the money is due, they will already send you letter, so they don't play with you as well.
Yeah. Well, everything is also luck, because
I know.
I don't know, Nigeria.
It's true. Because I've heard some stories.
And location also may be also.
Exactly, location too. Yep. And the person you are dealing with, because you can have a tenant back in Nigeria that will live in your house for 5 years, free, and you can't do anything.
Are you serious?
If you talk, they will threaten you that they will, kill you. It's so bad. The legal distance there is just a mess. The lawless place. So I prefer to do my investment here.
Want to be stupid like that? Then let the area boys take care of them too. You want to be stupid? If you come in and be threatening like that, okay? Then we all be in the same level. That doesn't. Why would you be threatening somebody that you want to kill them? You owe them money. That doesn't make sense.
You got to know the area, boys. On that note, I'm out.
There's a lot of them. All you need is money. Not in Nigeria. When they give them money, they can shake them up a little bit. You don't have to stay in somebody's house and be threatening them. What's come to us? Just leave. Just leave. How do you have to be threatening the person? You will not. There was a similar story here. One of our auntie, she rent out a basement, but in the basement she has a laundry machine there. Do you know she cannot go to the basement now? The tenant will chase her like she says. The lady was threatening her. She called the police almost 4 or 5 times. Just yesterday here, she cannot go downstairs to her own house. When I just said, I'm so glad I'm not in this kind of situation, because I will be so upset. Just me for my own house.
You know the funny thing, right?
Yeah.
You can't do anything. The court is so backed up with what is it called? This eviction paperwork and everything. It will take like almost 6 months before, or even 7 before you kick the person out. It's so backed up. You call the police. You know what they will say? Go to court. They can't do anything. Yes, they cannot evict anybody. It's so bad.
African, the woman she's a Liberian. The lady also, she's a Liberian, but she has made her own house hell for her to even live there. That is so sad.
Yep, it's so sad. It's so sad.
Hmm.
You know, I found myself in that mess too.
Really?
I have a property in Lanham.
Hmm.
The tenant is from Sierra Leone. You know, back in August, he stopped paying. He
Wow.
said, I'm not his landlord anymore. He doesn't know me.
Eh?
You know, I will call the police. Police will come and say he doesn't know who I am. I'm a visitor. But the boy is sick too. He has some kind of psychosis
He
because he
must have
talks to
some mental
himself.
problem going on.
He talks to himself all night. People that live upstairs say he talks all night. It's so funny. I took him to court. He went to court. The judge asked him, "Who is this guy to you?" You know, he said, "I don't know him. I don't know him." He comes to the house. The judge said, "Well, he's your landlord. Are you not the one that signed this lease agreement?" You know, he didn't say anything. He said, "That's your signature, right?"
Wow.
He said, "No." Then the judge brought the paperwork that has his signature. I said, "It's your signature. You're lying. You know, why can you come here and lying?" So the judge said, "Give me the judgment to evict him." But guess what? It's been over a month now, going to 2 months. The sheriff said they are busy. They are backed up. You know that I should wait for another 2
They told
weeks.
my aunt. They told her the
You
same
know,
thing.
sheriff don't have. They are so backed up. It's a mess. You know, and the guy will change the lock. I will change it back. He will change the lock. So, you know, sometimes it will be unfortunate. You'll get a bad one.
I know. What about dealing with the government? What about dealing with the government like Section 8?
I think they are good though, because I have Section 8 tenants. You know, government pays you every month. That one is better. You don't have to worry about
that one. You don't have to worry about non-payment.
You don't have to worry about the rent. Every month your money is in your account.
Yeah.
But the only issue is that they will destroy your property. But you know, so far, I thank God I have a good one. You know, that takes care of the house. And what I do is every November, I buy them turkey, like every Christmas or something. You know, I just give them something to make them happy. You know, so the Section 8 is okay.
Dr. Ben, maybe before you even allow them to come in, let's go in there and check on them. I mean, check where they're living now so that one doesn't allow some crazy person to come in as well.
You see, well, the part of the problem when they rented this place, I was in Nigeria. It was my wife and her friend that actually rented the place. I wasn't here.
Okay.
Because if I was here, I would have at least, you know, assess him, talk with him. If I see him talking nonsense, I will just tell him bye. But the house was already rented by the time I came back, and he was paying, and just stopped paying. You know, last year. You know. He will leave all the lights on, leave the heater on. He doesn't care. Wash his car anytime he wants.
Yeah.
I'll be so happy when he gets evicted.
Sometimes some crazy ones.
Where you said that? So where you said that guy's from? Sierra Leone? That's what
from Sierra Leone.
Okay.
From Sierra Leone.
So that means they are everywhere. Yeah.
Why you say that?
No, what I mean is it doesn't matter the color, the person. They are who they are. People are who they are, you know?
Exactly. It can be anybody. It can be
it can be
it can be anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because funny enough, my Section 8 tenants, they're Black Americans, but they're doing really well, you know. Don't have any problem. They take care of the house. You know, if anything breaks, they will call me, you know. So I mean, I don't have any issue with them, but almost 7, 8 years.
Are you in real estate too?
Yeah, I used to buy and sell. That was back in 2005, but I started doing just renting. I just rent. I don't sell anymore.
Now it's better to buy and rent it out, right?
Yes, it's better. It's better. And if you have money, I think the best place to get now is DC. I don't have that kind of money, but DC will be your best bet.
Yeah, that uncle was talking
because
about
you can never go wrong with DC real estate.
It's so expensive though, DC.
I know it's expensive, but I mean, you can get a one that is in a bad shape, like short sale or foreclosure or something, and fix it up. But this is a good area to get a property. the equity grows really fast.
That is true.
You don't think Maryland will be like that in the future? Like DC at some point?
No, Maryland cannot surpass this year.
No, not surpass.
Maryland is good though. It depends the area, you know.
Okay.
It depends the area. Yeah.
Okay. So you say you have your own realtor that buy your house for you, or you do it yourself?
Say it again.
I said, is it you when you're buying your house? Is it you doing it, or rental property? When you're buying rental property, is it you doing it, or you have
realtor?
someone that
Oh no, realtor. No, you have to work with a realtor.
Okay.
They have to help you search. Tell them the area that you want to get the property, and they will help you look.
Okay.
Then sometimes they will give you access to their list, and then you can be looking as well. Because sometimes the property comes and they will go so fast if it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't go wrong with rental property. It's good. You can never, you will never regret it. It's a good investment. It always goes up. It don't go down.
That is great then.
Yeah.
Please show up more so you can teach us about those things.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very informative to us.
So maybe, Mr. John, maybe we'll be doing it like once. We try twice a month instead of every week.
It's up to you. Once you put that request, I'll be here. Yeah. Once you put that.
We're meeting this Sunday though. I'm inviting some professionals. Let them come in and tell us about what they do as well.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
That sounds good. Yeah.
We just have to keep learning. That's all.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, I don't mind. You guys know why I was out last week.
Oh, I know.
So,
you are always here. You never except for one day.
Yeah. That's just me. And I have no problem with it.
You see, that's somebody who wants to be successful in life.
Well, I mean, look, it's up to you and what you want, how driven you are. As I said, it's like a door open, right? It's a broad space, but your imagination or your drive or how much you want to achieve, it's up to you.
Very true.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an opportunity for us to learn from one another. We're sharing our experience.
Yes,
we're
definitely.
Gradually.
Yeah.
So there's no way when you're hearing all these things that you don't make a move.
Yeah,
so and by the end of the year, others can have rental property.
Yeah, and education is the key to anything.
It is. It is.
You can't just get up and say, okay, you want to do this and it happens. So you got to put in the work, like what we're doing now. This is work. We're putting it in, and it's up to, it's up to who want to, make use of it. Yeah. You can't force anyone. As I said, it's up to the individual. So yeah.
Okay.
That's true. Information is power.
It's power, man.
Information is power because nobody knows it all. But when we put our heads together, and share information,
definitely,
sky is our limit.
I don't understand why people don't understand that.
I'm a strong believer. Information is power.
It is power.
People are poor because of their lack of, trying to learn. You got to be out there to want to learn.
And they don't
volunteering their time to impact your life. You got to be available. Very simple. Just 1 hour. Be available to learn. One day you'll be able to pick from there.
Yeah, we in Jamaica there's a term say if you plant corn, don't expect to reap peas.
That is true.
So, you know, if I mean, we're doing what we're doing, and you know, people is on the platform.
Yeah.
As I said, sometimes it's, you know, don't want to be vulnerable by asking questions. I say, okay, I'm in this situation. You know, sometimes it's vulnerable. Some people just don't want to be vulnerable. Unlike me, that don't care, because I want to learn.
That is true.
And the only way you're gonna learn is to put in the work. I'm a rookie in everything that I'm doing now. I'm a rookie. It's not like I know. I'm a rookie. So how does a rookie learn? Just by putting in the work and hungry and want to achieve.
That is true.
And it goes for everyone. So when I missed last week, like really missed it, but couldn't help it, you know.
Yeah.
So I couldn't miss today.
I know.
Even though I'm cooking and talking to you. Huh?
I said you are there first.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We will.
I want to make it at least 1 hour, not more than 1 hour, but we have not been able to to achieve that.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes we want to chat and talk.
Yeah, that's true.
But we'll keep learning. We'll see each other next week.
Okay.
Hopefully
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a nice week. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Amen.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.